Well, Elizabethtown is going through a complete revitalization and business is booming. It's always great to go back to basics and really dive deep onto what makes this town so special. So I am here with Greg with the Kentucky Historical Society, and tell us a little bit more about Elizabethtown.
Thank you, Elle. So glad to be here on behalf of the Kentucky Historical Society, shining a little bit of light on these historic towns like Elizabethtown. As you said, such a vital town, and so much change and wonderful things happening here. But the history of the town is rich, and we are in the perfect place to share that history. The town was established in 1793, just a year after we became a state, and it's actually named after Elizabeth Hines, whose husband gave the original acreage for the town. So it's a really great town. Lots of fun stuff here.
Yeah, and lots of history too, right?
Absolutely, lots of history. One of the programs of the Historical Society is the Historical Marker Program, which shows that history happened here at locations all across the Commonwealth. And here in Hardin County and Elizabethtown, there's a lot of great markers. Some of them include the home that General George Custer lived in. Did you know General George Custer from Custer's Last Stand lived here in Kentucky?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea, right? But that marker shows the location of his home. We also, the Brown Pusey home is a wonderful historic home here in town that you can tour, and there's a marker on that. There's a marker telling the story of a gentleman who received the Distinguished Flying Cross for his work during World War II. So that's just some of the history, but to really get to know the history of the town, you gotta meet Kenny Tabb with the Hardin County History Museum, where we are here.
Well, we gotta check it out. So I am here with Kenny here at the Hardin County Historical Museum, and there is a lot of history in here. I mean, 3 floors full of it. So what's a brief overview of the building that we're in?
Well, thank you for being here, first of all. We're very proud of this community, this county, and by all means, we're very proud of the Hardin County History Museum. For the past 20 years, we've been here, but prior to this, it had been the Hardin County Library. And prior to that, it was the United States Post Office for Elizabethtown, built in 1932 by James Wetmore, one of the top architects in the United States. We've got a lot of displays in here, a lot of history in Elizabethtown, Hardin County. Where we're standing right now tells about the first settlers that came here in 1779, 1780. One of my 4th great-grandfathers was along with them, Captain Jacob Van Meter, and so very proud of that fact. We've got a lot of native artifacts in here. We've got a cabin behind us that was taken down in the Youngers Creek area, and then we had to cut it down a little bit smaller to put it in here. But we've got all kinds of displays. We've got Civil War displays. We've got 2 former presidents that lived here at one time, or were here at one time, the same time, Abraham Lincoln and James Buchanan. Of course, he mentioned Custer being here after the Civil War with the 7th Cavalry. We've got just an enormous amount of displays in here. We've had great volunteers. We couldn't have done this without the volunteers. It's a free admission, and without the volunteers, we couldn't keep the doors open. Of course, this is a county-owned building, and without them, we couldn't do it either. So we've had a lot of help, and we cannot believe how it has evolved in the last 20 years since we got the building.
Wow, that is awesome. And what would you say is your favorite display in this building?
That's hard to say. That's hard to say. I like the general store. I like the part about the Helm family, Governor John Helm.
Wow, that is so cool. So if people want to come here, take a visit, get some more information, where should they go to?
Well, they can go to hardinkyhistory.org as a website, and they can see pictures of what we have in here. But they need to come and visit. A lot of things are happening in Elizabethtown right now. Downtown E-Town's going through a renaissance revitalization. New restaurants, new shops. We're having a lot of people come in. We have a sports park here that costs $30 million. Thousands of people come in during the course of the year from all the United States to visit our sports park. So when they come in town, a lot of them come down here. Then we have a lot of people here locally who have never been here, and when they finally get here, they say, well, I didn't know you had all this in here. So it's a shock to them, and they appreciate it as well once they get here.